What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles, and today we're going to talk about why I have two Hilton cards. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I am a fan of co-branded hotel cards, and you also know that, at least for now, I am a Hilton loyalist. So today I'm going to talk a little about my Hilton strategy, why I have two different Hilton cards, and how I use them. But first, if you are new to the channel, I talk about credit cards, points, miles, cashback, and travel. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. We are a young and growing channel, and we have a very supportive and helping community here. And it's a great time to jump on board. As always, if you get any value from this video, or you just want to support the channel, slap that like button. It will absolutely help us with the YouTube algorithm, and it will help us get this video in front of more eyeballs. Okay guys, with that out of the way, let's talk about the two Hilton cards I hold in my arsenal. The first card I want to talk about is the most overpowered, the most powerful hotel card in the game. Hilton hotels aren't even my favorite, but because of this card, they have my loyalty. We are talking, of course, about the Hilton Aspire card from American Express. Let me go over the highlights of the card as quickly as I can, and I will tell you how I use it. First off, the card has a premium $450 annual fee, making it only for more serious travelers. The card earns Hilton Honors points, which most online valuations put at around 0.5 cents per point. This card earns 14 times Hilton Honors points on Hilton properties, 7 times on dining, 7 times on flights and car rentals. The car rentals are booked directly with the car rental companies, and a respectable 3 times on everything else. This card offers the cardholder the following credits: a $200 airline fee credit, $200 Hilton resort credit. The card also grants the holder a free weekend night certificate and Hilton Diamond status. Now, this is not a full review, but as you can see, this card punches way above its weight. $500 in credits, a free night, and Diamond status makes this a must-have for the Hilton loyalist. The card offers plenty of American Express travel and shopping protections, and you can potentially receive a $100 property credit at Waldorf Astoria and Conrad hotels, which really just adds to the value. If that's not enough, the card offers a Priority Pass Select membership that will give you access to over 1,200 Priority Pass airport lounges. If you guys follow the channel, you know I value airport lounge access. The second Hilton Honors card in my wallet is the Hilton Honors Surpass. This card has an annual fee of $95, but has a much different purpose for me. The card earns Hilton Honors points as well, 12 times at Hilton properties, 6 times on dining, gas, and groceries, 3 times on everything else. The card grants the holder Hilton Gold status, but that won't do anything for us in this scenario. Neither will the 10 Priority Pass lounge visits, but the card has some serious bonus spend categories. The best part about the card is you will receive a free weekend night certificate after spending $15,000 in a calendar year. Now that we've explained the two cards, let me explain how I'm using them in 2022 and preparing for my 2023 travel. First, let's go over these benefits a little closer to see how I'm using them. The Hilton Aspire card gives us $250 for airline incidental fees. Now, there are a couple different ways of using this credit, and I'm not going to go into full detail for a reason. I will be vague, but you will be able to find out the details with some of your Google Foo. The easiest way is if you choose United as your preferred airline, you can plus up your United travel bank. If Delta is your carrier, the credit may trigger on flights in which most of the ticket is booked with a gift card. Example being, if you book a $400 ticket and you have a $250 gift card and you use the Aspire card to pay the balance, this may trigger the airline incidental credit. For American, I think your best bet is to select a better seat, and reports suggest that low-fare Southwest flights under $100 may trigger the credit. Either way, the credit can be valued at the full $250. For the Hilton Resort credit, anything you use the card for at a Hilton resort will trigger the credit, including the room booking. I usually use it at the hotel, store, or restaurant because I try to eat at the resort a few times while I'm there. This credit for me is valued at the full $250, super easy. I will talk more about the free night certificate later, but I want to share my experience as a Diamond status member. The consensus I've always heard is you won't get much in the way in the US, but overseas you will see big upgrades. Well, my experience has not been consistent with that. When I visit the Waldorf, the Conrad, Hilton, DoubleTree, and Curios, I've received lots of upgrades. My last trip to Conrad, Fort Lauderdale, we were upgraded to a massive suite. Nothing is better than having a second bathroom on a trip. I've also stayed at Hilton's in Dublin, Ireland, and in Dubai, and I've not received any type of upgrade at all. So your experiences may be different. I definitely enjoy the upgrades, but I also enjoy the food and beverage credit. Now, everyone cried when they changed this from the free breakfast to the credits, but come on. The credit gives you up to $50 a day for 2 guests when you have diamond status. How crazy is it that people complained about $50 a day in food and beverages? Not me. I use it every single day I'm there, and I get great value out of that diamond status. Also, don't forget, diamond status gives you a nice little boost in points earnings. Every single year you get a free weekend night certificate, and we'll focus more on that in a moment. All this, and I don't really use this card for anything besides booking hotels at Hilton properties. Most of my stays are award bookings, so this card basically gets used to pay for the food, booze, or any incidentals we charge to the room. As far as the $100 property credit for Conrad and Waldorf, that is for paid stays, and I will be super honest, I can't afford to stay very often at places like that with cash, so I've never used that benefit. The only exception is if I can find something of value with the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts program. If you're familiar with that, the Fine Hotels and Resorts benefits actually stack with your diamond status. That creates some serious value. Now, how do I use the Hilton Surpass? Well, the Aspire card does a pretty good job of taking care of most of the legwork. It's funny, most of the benefits of the Surpass card aren't even valid when you pair it with the Aspire card. So why own it? Hilton Honors Points. The Surpass card has some great bonus categories for me. Dining, groceries, and gas, those are fairly large reoccurring expenses for me. But Luke, aren't there better cards for those categories when you factor in cents per point? That's a super valid point, and there definitely could be, but there are 2 reasons why I think it's still a good idea to use the Surpass card up to a point. One could argue that the gold card, for example, could earn 4 times MR points and then be transferred for at least a 1-to-2 ratio to Hilton, meaning the same spend on groceries or dining would earn 8 times Hilton Honors points after being transferred over. One could get even more value if there were some type of transfer bonus. So why don't I do that? Well, there are 2 reasons. First, for me, I earn quite a few MR points already that could be transferred over to Hilton. I have several MR points earning cards, and I use them often. I also use Rakuten as my primary online cashback shopping portal. When you use Rakuten, you can opt to earn American Express membership rewards points in lieu of cash back, really racking up those points. Use my link below, and you can get $30 cash back on your very first purchase. Having a YouTube channel, I can also acquire membership rewards points. Shameless plug, but I have a link below that you can use to apply for any American Express card. If you use it, you are supporting the channel. But the real reason I am using the Hilton Surpass card is that once I put $15,000 spend on it, it will earn me an additional free weekend night certificate. Now, I mentioned before, I don't normally book using cash for places like the Waldorf or the Conrad, but that doesn't mean I don't want to stay at those places. There is really no limit on the price of the room you can use for the certificate. It just has to be a standard room. I use the free night certificate for places that would otherwise be prohibitively expensive for me. I've stayed in hotels that were well over $600 a night, and I have goals to beat that in 2023. So in 2022, I will use the Hilton Surpass card until I hit $15,000. Now, admittedly, that card will go back into the bullpen after it serves that purpose. But it will come out again January 1st, 2023 to do it all over again. I want to use the Surpass to earn a free night in 2022 and then again the beginning of 2023. Now, here's the interesting part. In 2023, when the annual fee hits on my Surpass card, I plan to upgrade the card to a second Aspire card. This will almost immediately give me an additional free night. Now, I understand this starts getting into somewhat crazy strategy, but I'm planning some big trips, and I want those trips to include some really nice hotel stays, whether it's in the South Pacific or in Europe. Now, there are even more levels to this strategy. I'm considering applying for the no annual fee Hilton card for the bonus, and I would plan to upgrade that to a Surpass card after a year. 2 Aspires and a Surpass in late 2023. Well, anyway, I know this is a longer video. I'm actually experimenting with some longer content, and I hope you've enjoyed my maniacal Hilton strategy. As always, guys, if you stayed around all the way to the end, I appreciate you and I thank you.